the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Seahawks and the Titans, and it's all up next.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Seahawks set to go on offense here, and it is the Pro Bowler Geno Smith at quarterback, Charles, in his 12th NFL season.
And Smith continues to show that his career resurgence hasn't been some fluke. He's brought a level of maturity, stability, and good play that allows him to compete with any team on any given week. The real question is whether or not he can become a championship caliber quarterback. Only time will...
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 74 yards. And the Seahawks will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. One play in the end zone on the long touchdown pass. You knew they wanted to get him involved. He's their go-to guy. First play, though, wow.
Yeah, and I remember when I was playing, something similar happened. I remember getting to the sideline, and my coach said, so what in the scouting report with circling him, putting a star by him, did you not
What'd you
get
miss?
that he was a good player? And that's the question I would have for them now. You know, as you said, he's a go-to guy. How is he not covered? No, I should say, covered well.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Titans ready to go on offense for the first time, and it's Will Levis, the 25-year-old at quarterback, in his second season out of Kentucky.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
2nd and 9. Gonna run again here with Pollard. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Play action now. Levis. Throw here taken in by Wiley, the tight end. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
He'll send this up into the Nashville skyline, and it's a good one. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. The Seahawks offense and veteran Tyler Lockett ready to go once more. And what a start he's off to. You don't want to start prorating numbers out for 4 quarters, but it's fair to say this defense is going to have to find some way to slow him down. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen.
Walker hit, and the ball is out. It's picked up by the Titans. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know to come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. A shotgun snap for Smith. Yeah, to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3 and out.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. A nice little juke. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7, and it'll be Titan football. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. Off the play fake, Levis. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Swinging this out for Pollard. Just a gain of a couple there. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Now Levis. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Now Geno. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. That is caught, and he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going, and if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he's got room. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Smith. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
He's got his big tight end, Fant. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, he's regarded as one of the best athletes among NFL tight ends, Charles, and it certainly was on display right there.
And as we've seen this league continue to grow and develop, I think the tight end position is becoming harder and harder to defend because now it's elite athletes playing that position, not just the big guys who can block. How about his ability to get downfield and make plays against any defense?
Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Titans now just about ready to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. That finds the former Jaguar, Calvin Ridley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards. Levis. And it's complete right back to Ridley. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 2. Levis sets up to throw here. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. First down, Titans, gain of 12. But you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here's Pollard again. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Levis back to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Titans are back within a score.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Fulton connects on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
He's got his target. That's complete. Escapes the defender. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 46 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
In motion, the tight end. Play action. It's Smith. He'll buy some time right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. We'll get that to Charbonnet. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
And that's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks, and you often see that in the red zone. Offense has to be quick. In this case, the defense was quicker.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Myers' kick is good, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. After 1, 17-7 the score on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it as we resume action. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And able to get this out to the 25. Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
And he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? Yeah, you only get a 1-yard buffer there from the line of scrimmage, and he got downfield a little too far, and the flag came out. Levis to throw it. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
At the 19-yard line.
Levis looking to throw. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Levis. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 22.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Back to throw, it's Levis. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. Down the left sideline. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 49 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
They'll run with Pollard. A little juke. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Pollard again. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Tony Pollard taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Titans have cut it back within a score. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Extra point up and good by Folk, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
This complete to Lockett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
First down, Seahawks.
Out of the gun, Walker with it. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Throwing now is Geno. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. But backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Smith. Pass complete. He's got Smith and Jigba. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 44-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now to the ground. Here's Walker. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well. Now Smith. He'll find Metcalf. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was...
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Geno now to throw. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. Myers' kick is good, and they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. Pollard gets it off the option, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. And we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Looking for Ridley on the out route. He's got him. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now Levis. And that's going to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Got his man, Okonkwo. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Levis. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to give it to Ridley. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Seahawks will take over here just shy of the 30. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now Geno. He hits his target, Lockett. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the 50, it's Smith. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. Fourth down.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this fourth down call.
And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Pollard will take it up the gut. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And he's able to get it out of there. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense and Geno Smith headed back out for this next possession. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances, and he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9. Here's Smith. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 40 yards.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Smith now to throw. This is caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Walker is in. Touchdown, Seattle. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead now stands at 13.
Titans 14. Michael Dixon.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Levis. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
On third down, it's Pollard. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Seahawks offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Out of the gun, Smith. Flushed out right. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Throwing on second and long. Smith. He completes this to Walker. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, still a lot to keep an eye on. Guys battling, trying to make a ball club. We'll send it back to 2 guys already on our team. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Titans getting set to go here to begin the third quarter. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. Two-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
Rudolph now to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Rudolph looking to throw. That's to the tight end, Wiley. And he will have a Titans first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
And the tight end is certainly in position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Here's Rudolph. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room, too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, here's Rudolph. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, if they have any designs on getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They'll begin here with a run with Charbonnet. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Titans set and ready to go on offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Rudolph. Throw here taken in by Wiley, the tight end. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Hand off to Spears. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and get the first down.
Breaks the tackle. Now Allen. Still going. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Nick Westbrook-Akine. 52 yards. And the Titans have got it back to within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Folk connects on the extra point, and the lead will shrink to 6. So that drive, 4 plays. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And they'll start on the ground with Charbonnet. And showcasing those strong legs on that run. Getting through 1 tackle. Gosh, he winds up getting 8 there. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. There's Charbonnet once again. Shrugs him off. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And from the gun, here's a handoff to Charbonnet. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
They'll go play action. Howell. He'll get that to Charbonnet.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big.
And the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. And Howell will throw it. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Marlon Davidson, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Rudolph. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Tennessee. 52 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Now it's Rudolph. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 on the Seahawks 24-yard line.
In motion right, that's Burks. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Third down and 1.
It's 3rd and 1.
Here's Rudolph. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Hassan Haskins taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Titans are an extra point away from capturing the lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They're looking to turn things around here. They've been shut down in this third quarter. That was after a good first half offensively.
And you wonder where it all goes, and it feels like it goes away fast because it takes some time to build up good momentum, great play calling, excellent execution, and then in like a blink of an eye, you're losing the game. How do you get back there again? I'm sure they've talked about it, and they've got a plan. Now can they put it into practice?
The lead gone, now the search to find it again. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. It's a solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 50 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Again, it's Charbonnet. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Nashville. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Myers' kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Out of the gun, Rudolph. He finds his man, complete. It's Phillips. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. They'll fake the handoff. Now Rudolph. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Rudolph looking to throw it. Underneath pass here to Vanette. Finding room at midfield. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47.
And he's going to use his legs here.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw, Rudolph.
And that's complete to Westbrook-Ikhine.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35. And the slot man goes in motion left.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
They run it again with Haskins.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. Now we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rudolph.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call him for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
The Folks' kick is good.
And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.